Hey, and welcome again. It's Milan with the Tuning Into the One video series, and today's topic is going to work on what we are all looking for in relationships. And this is part one of two, so there'll be two videos that are related to each other. You'll be able to watch this one and then the next one for this week. What we're looking to do is bring freshness to a subject matter that you could approach from just about any angle or any perspective. So in this particular case, we're looking to get a little bit more brightness in the background, so I hope you're enjoying having fun with the playfulness there. Now, what are we talking about here? Well, in all relationships, but particularly in romantic relationships, what we're really looking to do is have a voice. We're looking to be heard. We're looking to be acknowledged. We're looking to be able to speak our mind and our truth in a way that's mindful and respectful, and that's going to be heard. So in the in the sacred soulmate signals, the 7 sacred soulmate signals, we talk about spirituality and synchronicity at the end as the 6th and the 7th signals. With the spirituality, you're trying to get more in touch with who you are, what you're all about, your mission, vision, purpose in life. When it comes down to synchronicity, it really gets down to some basics. Right time, right place, right person, right situation, right conversation, and the right environment for being able to be heard, be acknowledged, and also to be able to speak your truth. Those things require a certain amount of practice in knowing the difference between communicating from your heart versus connecting and communicating from your hurt. And what is that difference? That difference is basically how you think and how you process. And I think it was best put in a quote that at least I found attributed to Lao Tzu. And the quote goes like this: watch your thoughts, for they become your words. Watch your words, for they become your actions. Watch your actions, for they become your habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. So when we're looking at that type of an approach, so thoughts, words, actions, character, destiny. And in short order, some of the things that happen to us in relationships in terms of the 7 sacred soulmate signals, in terms of connection, compatibility, chemistry, communication, and then on to sex, spirituality, and synchronicity, we lose the appreciation for the basics of being heard, being acknowledged, and being able to have that voice so that we can speak. The synchronicity speaks directly to our ability to have a voice, be heard, and be acknowledged in such a way that we're able to communicate our truth and our mindful thoughts and use words there that are heard, that are acknowledged, and that actually resonate for the other person, rather than two people, again, connecting and communicating from their hurt. Well, you did this, well, you did that, oh yeah, well, you're this and you're that. Just this last weekend, I think it was Love the Coopers, we sat down for a family a movie night, and we watched first A Bridge of Spies, and then the next day Naseet and I, my beautiful little soulmate, my sweet Naseet, and I watched Love the Coopers. And in one of the scenes in the movie, which just came out recently, and we were able to get it at Redbox and watch it on video, on DVD, there was a conversation. Two people had just met, they were talking, and they reached a point, and all of a sudden they started connecting and communicating from their hurt, and things came out, and then they pulled back because what happened? When we don't do this mindfully, then the hurt cuts through the other person. If this happens over time, then what do we end up with? Well, we end up with two minds and two meaning-making machines in the form of two people that are communicating, each having one mouth and two pairs of ears, and a capacity for both active listening and selective hearing, but we're not using a common language. So while things are going great and we're connecting and we're building compatibility and we're exploring that beautiful place of compatibility and we're kind of like starting to feel the chemistry, knowing whether we want to explode it or not, we're using communication. Sometimes a common language will help us to communicate verbally and audibly using our mouth and our ears, and to send and receive oral and written signals of language communication. Other times it's the nonverbal communication, which translates into certain nuances and filters and abilities to be able to tell, ooh, smiles send wonders. Somebody crossing their arms and Getting a very stiff upper body is a very different thing from an open, relaxed posture with a smiling face. So we have our five senses, and we send and receive communications with these five senses. We also have our non-physical senses, which we send and receive information through in order to be able to use, to connect, to communicate, to explore compatibility, to discover and explode chemistry at the right time. And when we look at these senses, we really use them in different ways. How we want to use them is to get to a place where we're able to essentially connect through the first four sacred soulmate signals: connection, compatibility, chemistry, and communication, so we can get to sex, spirituality, and synchronicity. And when we do all that, we have both our inner senses and our outer senses. When we use both our inner senses and our outer senses, then we can look at what it is that we want to create. And why would we do that? Because we want to be able to create that synchronicity, that seventh sacred soulmate signal, both physically and metaphysically in our worlds. And we want to be able to affect our destiny and our desires. We want to look at our habits. We want to be able to energize and magnetize, to accelerate and synergize our ability to have the inner and the outer life experiences that we all want and crave. Why? Because this particular series of Tuning Into the One videos is designed to help you be able to find, attract, and live in lasting love, having found your most amazing ideal dream partner, man or woman, and be able to hold on to that, to build that connection, to be able to grow that compatibility, to be able to continually explode that chemistry over and over again, indefinitely, to be able to use that effective communication to build that bond of glue and keep it from turning into an acid. Like the scene from Love the Coopers, this particular man and woman, they were having a great time talking and just meeting for the first time in an airport, all of a sudden got to the point where they were communicating and connecting from their hurt. And guess what happened? They said things, and then they had to go back, and they separated for a while, and they came back, and then they apologized to each other, and then they continued their dialogue. In life, as in the movies imitating life, we have these situations happen over and over and over again. And so we're back to the fundamentals: having a voice, being heard, being acknowledged, and being able to speak our mind and our truth, but being able to do it in such a way that allows us to communicate from that place of love, from a heart-centered place of effective communication, both verbally and non-verbally. And that's what will keep us from having those moments of discomfort. And we'll work through those moments of discomfort if we have them, so that we don't get into places of disappointment and misunderstanding, which in turn can lead to anger and fights and potential places of breakup, when all we really want to do is have a voice, be heard, be acknowledged, and be able to speak our truth in our mind, and have the other person be with us in a place of synchronicity, so that they can hear us, so that they can listen, so that they can understand, so we can be understood, so we can understand them, and we can understand each other, and we can build those bonds and grow those moments of understanding, and turn those difficulties and those places of obstacles and really make them opportunities for understanding, for a better place of communicating from the heart rather than from the hurt. So, as always, like us, comment on this video, subscribe to our series, and remember, if you're ready to meet Mr. Right, right below this video, and if you're ready to meet Mr. Right right now, right below this video, you'll find a link to be able to sign up for your free one-on-one Soulmate Attraction Blueprint introductory session that we can run together. I only do a few of these a week, so it's on a first-come, first-served basis. As always, this is Milan signing off until the next time. Bye for now.